Okay, welcome back, y'all, to
Welcome back,
the
everybody.
recap room.
I'm so excited. How
This
was your week?
it, it's been long, very
Long.
productive.
Okay. Even though
Uh,
it's summer, well, you're booked and busy. No shade.
I'm trying to just stay busy.
That's right.
Yeah, I got a few things coming up, and I'm kind of excited about.
Okay.
So I'll be sharing that soon.
All right.
How was your week?
Good. Much like you, trying to be prayed up and productive. I'm put that on the shirt. That's right. That's good to me.
Kelly's got his fresh pay.
I can.
He's getting
Well, yeah,
flew out.
I'm gonna be a tornado this weekend. I'm going out of town, so we're outside this
Well, be
weekend.
safe now. Be safe.
I'm gonna try. We're not going to Grenada, but hey, we're outside. So.
Oh goodness.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Well, where do we want to
A
start?
lot happened this week.
Yes.
This is a pretty good episode.
It was.
We got down to the bottom of a lot of things. I hate that we had to wait until the second to last episode to really get into some stuff. But I mean, better late than never, I guess. Let's end this thing with a bang. So
And next, so next week is the finale, right?
yes.
And like you said, it's just like the drama's getting kind of turned up.
It really is.
So hopefully the drama solidifies some people's spots for next season.
I can honestly say that I think everyone is probably going to return,
Except for the obvious.
except for Brit. Yeah, well, yes. But I think everyone else is going to return.
You think Kelly will? With her being a first?
Yes, I feel like Kelly definitely gave us a lot this season.
Okay.
Kelly definitely showed up. The only person that I would not like to return would be Phaedra, but I mean,
Still sticking with Phaedra not returning.
I feel like this episode was the one thing that we've been looking for from her, looking from her for from yeah, you know what I mean. And I'm glad that we got it, but it's like, girl, you had like 6 episodes to give us this, and you came in and chose to start with mess. So I just feel like I don't know. I mean, I guess she can come back next season. Friend of.
I will say, I feel that her return to the Real Housewives of Atlanta is more of her speed, because these random pop-up shops and events to, display her son's work, which, I think is a great.
That was a great outlet.
That was good for them.
That was a good use of your
but
time.
Her mentioning that she is a certified Reiki healer, and it takes us back to Married to Medicine. Like, since you had no business being over there with Married to Medicine, but I think maybe if we bring back some old faces, fingers crossed that Bravo will do us justice with I won't say a mess of a season, but bring back some.
Kenya, just go ahead and say the name, please. Please, Bravo, if you hear this, please bring her back.
Well, have you heard the news? Well, I haven't verified, but they say she's selling her clothes.
Kenya?
Yeah.
No shade. I mean, I'm not saying that she is, but I am saying that would that be kind of hard to believe? Mama said that she spent Brooklyn's, you know what I'm saying, money on the salon. And then, I did watch a clip of one of her little YouTube show videos where she did address people saying that, the Kenya Moore salon was empty boots. So they said they saw tumbleweeds rolling across the salon floor. So,
Juneteenth,
yeah.
nobody was supporting Well, I'm not going to say black businesses was supporting Kenya's black business.
Well, I mean, I tried to ask for a sponsorship. I probably could have got her a couple deals. I don't know. So, but, I really do hope that she gets a chance to come back, because I feel like, especially now with Britt gone, just go ahead and just do what makes sense. Especially if y'all plan on trying to keep this show carried. Because, no shade, I mean, the new girls have it, but I don't necessarily see the longevity. I'm going to be honest. I don't know how long they can have it. So, yeah.
Well, okay. Well,
Speaking of habit, let's get into it. Okay.
let's get into the fashion. So the Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 16 reunion looks have officially dropped.
Ooh, we
What
have
is
some
it?
pretty good looks.
You think so? What it?
How do you want to do this? You want to do like go one by one, or do you want to do like top three, best three, worst three, or how do you want to? I don't know how you want to do that.
Let's start with your top three.
Okay, so my top three. This is kind of hard because I have four favorites. Um, Shamia, Cynthia, and Portia in no order. Shamia, Cynthia, and Portia.
Shamia, Cynthia,
Yes,
and Portia.
I like the dramatics of Shamia's dress. I feel like it's very fitting, but it fits her body perfectly. The bright colors on her, darker skin tone pop.
Yes.
The bob is boneless. I mean,
I can't wait
I
to
mean,
see.
very blunt cut, shake. I know it flows in the wind. And I just like the length of everything about it. Just looks beautiful to me. Cynthia, I love this like flowy. She always gives us like Grecian goddess flowy moments. So I'm loving this like, slit up the leg. It's still giving like sexy auntie. Face card is always on. And then sometimes simple is just better. Like sometimes you don't need if you have it, you have it. And Cynthia has it. So she didn't need too much, especially with her being in front of the show. It very much says like I'm the moment, but like, what I'm saying, I'm not here to steal the moment from you. You know what I'm saying? She's in the room.
Okay. I like
Um, and then who else did I say? Portia. I like Portia's. Portia always gives you body. I mean, you can always count on that from her. I mean, she's giving you very high slit, like one whiff of wind, and honey, we're seeing her Hello Kitty. But I live for it. The whole, it's like almost like a chest plate, like the gold type of moment. But she normally gets it right for me. I feel like I really haven't seen anything bad from her. So that's my top three.
Okay.
How about you? Who's it given to you? I'll tell you who ain't. I'm gonna stop. Go ahead. Let me stop.
My top three. I am gonna have to give the number one spot to Angela.
And you know what? Angela was gonna be my number four. How I said I have four. She's my number four.
Angela's body is banging with this dress, with the slip.
My Taurus sister, no shade. Her birthday's May 4th, mine is May 5th. Thank you. That's why she's my girl. Okay, I'm sorry to throw that in there. I would have done it all week.
But yes, I love this look on Angela. I mean, face is flawless. Skin is flawless. Second would have to be Portia.
Okay.
And third, Shamia.
Yeah.
I feel like Shamia's look is very much
It's a rich.
African.
Yeah.
Ensemble. She definitely reached down and took her culture bag and found someone to custom make this dress.
Exactly.
Giving someone, very much African culture. I'm paying homage to her husband and everything. So, yes. Now, can we talk about flops? Because
Yes.
who, right off the bat, who do you think just completely missed the mark?
Phaedra,
Oh my God.
Miss Phaedra, honey, you are serving me chopped cheese the Aki way. Okay? Chop City, chop house, honey, chop salad. All of it. I have no clue what the inspiration was. I think, is that a Ferragamo hill? Something about that. In the hill's cute. But whatever this headpiece, it's like Nefertiti meets like African goddess meets like bathing suit meets like curtain sheets off the foyer window meets like, I don't know. Something about it is just Chop City to me. No shit. I love Phaedra Down, despite what the reviews may say. But honey, this right here, I can't. I don't know. Something about that just doesn't sit right with me.
No, I think for me it's the headpiece.
You think so? I still don't like the top though.
Really?
The whatever that is over the chest. It
mean-
feels incomplete to me. Maybe that's what it is.
Okay. I was going to say if Kelly couldn't pull this off because of her
Oh,
Right.
yes, she has.
the
Yes.
size of her tatas, she would not be able to pull this off. Phaedra with her short stout. Um, it's
Build.
okay. It's okay. Um, Drew, I'm not liking the look from Drew.
She took Angela's Big Bird card
And flew with it.
yes, she picked it up this week.
Drew, you could have did so much better. It's funny that you said that about Cynthia because I thought Cynthia's always going to give class. Face card never declined.
Oh, for sure.
So I wanted to see more from Cynthia just because I think we're used to the standard of her being housewife.
Yes.
But she is friend of the show.
Friend of the
and
show.
I do like that viewpoint. That she just came in, give you a little leg.
Yes.
And I'm not going to steal the spotlight. Kelly.
I will say I live for Kelly's glam and hair. This, body wave, side part, that is beautiful. Something about the dress really just gives me artichoke. No shade.
Very much
Like,
artichoke dip.
I mean,
Okay. All this fuss about a glam squad, and this is what you come up with for your. I mean, and I'm not.
it's not.
completely
No, it's
terrible.
not terrible.
It's just.
I'm just confused. What the? I don't know. I like the necklace, the little wraparound moment. I just don't know. Something about this just does not tickle my fancy.
Well,
But everybody looks beautiful nonetheless.
Oh,
I mean, I hope they have a good reunion. I heard that, Portia really carried. I heard that she actually showed up.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll be excited to see that.
well. Now that we've talked about the fashions.
The
And,
fashion.
the one thing that I did like about Kelly's look.
Okay.
Ever since I've seen this man's work, I've just been obsessing over Brandon Blackwood.
I love him.
I'm not a big brand.
No, yeah.
Or designer.
Mhm.
But Brandon Blackwood, whatever he's doing, whatever
Yes.
sauce he's putting into his work, I love it.
Yes.
And she showed up with a Brandon Blackwood bag.
That's who Kelly wore, or that's the bag she brought.
That's the bag.
Oh, he snaps a bag.
So
For sure.
I was like, okay. I was
He snaps
saying
a
that
bag.
because of that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's get into the this week's episode.
Okay. Where do we want to start at? Do you want to start lighthearted and get into the drama, or do you want to?
Let's start off with, ladies come back, back to reality in Atlanta. Shamia, she takes Shiloh, right?
Okay.
Is it Shiloh or
Shia.
Shiloh to the hospital because she has
I think Shiloh's the one, though.
strep. No. She thought she had strep throat.
Yes.
Shamia thought she gave it to her, but luckily the test came back negative. Phaedra is showing us what, she's proud to be a mother. She's a great mother, by the way. Really setting her sons up for success.
Yes.
Even at a young age. Dylan is interested in fashion.
Her kids grew up so fast.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they look grown.
Mr. President, I remember every time I think of them, I don't know why, and that was the first time ever watching Real Housewives and I teared up. It's
Yeah.
Phaedra was taking Dylan to school. And he was like, I don't want you to leave. And she started.
Oh yeah, in the
It just
car.
makes you feel. It makes Phaedra seem so. I don't want to say human is the word I'm not looking for, but
Relatable.
Yeah.
Personable.
Yeah. Because her sons are her heart. And
For
I
sure.
had that relationship with my mother, and I
Yeah.
was like, okay. But seeing Phaedra in her mom bag, being a mentor to Dylan, and being an entrepreneur coach, this is what I want to see from Phaedra.
That's exactly what I want to see from
that
Phaedra.
rapey, fake stuff.
I feel like period. I feel like what I needed Phaedra to serve is what Cynthia's kind of serving. You know what I'm saying? Like that whole, let me usher you girls, let me, we can have a little battle here and there, but more so like, you know what I'm saying? Kind of acclimating them to the culture of housewives. Like, I feel like that should have been the duty of the returning housewives. along with telling their own personal stories. But you know what I'm saying? Nonetheless, I am glad to just see that side of Phaedra this episode. I thought that was really beautiful to see.
Do you not? Do you think that she? How do you think? Well, how do you feel about her giving advice to Brit about how she should approach the ladies and being more welcoming? Do you think that was sound advice? Do you think that was helpful to? Well, I mean, Brit is no longer on the show. So.
I mean, yeah, which I mean, I'm sure her point still stands. Listen, I think Phaedra has the ability to give sound advice. I just think sometimes it gets overshadowed by her actions and the way that she, conducts herself, or how she, talks to people and stuff like that, or her jokes or comebacks or whatever. So, yes, the advice was sound. However, like, we kind of need you to, like, live by example. You know what I'm saying? Live by example. So when you're telling me one thing and then you're doing the opposite, it's kind of like, girl, how credible are you? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't know. And but, yeah.
It's even in the small moments where she's kind of cringe at talking about licking feet.
Like,
you are talking about sticking crystals up your woo-ha.
Like,
it's like,
yeah.
Where do you stand?
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it. But then in the next scene, we see Kelly going through her divorce drama. She attends court, but the divorce is continued because they take him to court. They go to court and he's in jail.
They take him to jail for child support.
Baby, that child support is no joke.
It takes all the Atlanta stars out. One thing about it.
Listen, man.
Everybody got money till it's time to pay child support. What's going on? You know?
Just take care of your kids, please. Please.
But I feel her, though. She wanted to get that over with. She was like, please just free me. You know? So.
For 3 years? My God.
Lawyer fees and, ooh. So.
And Shamia and, was it Angela?
Angela, the caller, yes.
Yes, check up on
Kelly
to make sure she's all right. But Kelly expresses to Shamia that Britt has not reached out to her. And, that puts a wedge further into their relationship.
Yes.
Well, how do you feel about that? Do you...
I mean...
Because I guess we're jumping ahead, because to make my point, Britt says, it's as simple as we fell out.
Yes.
And this just so happened.
Yes.
I'm not going to reach out to her. But at the same time, Kelly has been going through this for a while.
Yes.
And to Kelly's point, you haven't showed up with anything. I've been to your house to support you through the Kenya stuff.
Yes.
Brought, liquid IV to help you and your husband. Mm-hmm. You didn't come over and check on the girls.
Still with you. And production did a very good job at pulling receipts on how Kelly was there for Britt. And when they did that, that did put into perspective how good of a friend Kelly was to Britt. So, I feel like she's justified. You can't really tell someone how to feel, especially when, she obviously, or to some degree, had a different level of friendship or relationship with Britt, in a sense. The bottom line is she wasn't as much of an active friend as, she tried to portray herself to be. So, as much as I don't want Kelly to necessarily harp on that, because, Britt is obviously someone who's just, half the time the truth ain't in the girl, but I also get it. Like, if I am such a good friend to someone and I show up and I provide my resources and time and energy and effort to try to make sure that you're good through all your ups and downs, and then the one thing that impacts me the hardest and you're not present for, that would hurt me as well. I would actually feel this type of way as well. So that's what I'm saying. I can't fault her for feeling like that. It is what it is.
Do you think Britt's feelings are valid?
I also feel like Britt's feelings are valid, but I feel like it's apple and oranges. Britt, you're really going on over something that is just so minute. Okay, you can't use the girls' glam team. If you have money like that to obviously pay her team, find your own glam team. Bottom line, you know, if you have the coins, if you're able, you know what I'm saying, do what you have to do. Or maybe ask, someone else's glam team. Or maybe ask if they have connects to another glam. Like, there's other resources outside of trying to continuously use Kelly. And so, although Kelly may have been petty for the way that she went about it, telling her glam team, like, don't talk to her, da 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 da, you know, to a certain degree, the girl is right. Girl, you gotta get it how you live. You can't always eat off me. I get that too. So, I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that Kelly and Britt, like, this whole, which do you have a side, and if not, do you understand both sides? Like,
when Britt expressed that it was as simple as we're going through something,
yeah,
and I can't fake how I feel.
Okay.
And when she said that, I connected to that.
Okay.
Because, when things go down with me and someone else, I completely shut down.
Okay.
And right now it's just not the time because I can't fake how I feel.
Okay.
So I got that, but Kelly, on the other hand, yes, production, like you said, did a great job of showing and keeping receipts.
Yeah.
So, she was able to break down in front of Shamia.
Okay.
When they were going through it with Shiloh.
Yeah.
So I'm not understanding. You were closer to Kelly than you were Shamia. So I'm not understanding
the emotional disconnect.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. That's a great point, actually.
So if we didn't have that dynamic to compare, maybe I would have been, gave her a little bit more grace.
But do you also feel like, to a certain degree, that Britt had tried to talk to Kelly previously, and maybe Kelly was being dismissive or didn't necessarily want to communicate the issue? Because it seemed like Britt did try to come to Kelly and say something, and
Yes.
but Kelly wasn't really up to, like, discussing. You know what I'm saying?
I feel that Shamia is. Sorry, I feel like Shamia is really getting in Kelly's ear. Shamia is not new to this, so I think to keep in the good graces of the rest of the ladies, she's going to rub shoulders with Shamia.
Yeah.
And since Shamia has her feelings towards Britt, she's just kind of like, okay, girl, first season, okay, you can't continue to do this every season. We share the same glam squad. Now,
What?
how do you feel about when they show the fashions? Who do you think? Do you think the Glam Squad equally shared their
Talents.
or do you think one received more than the other?
I mean, neither one of them were memorable to me, and that's not even no shade. I'm just being honest. I mean, I definitely feel like Kelly's had more hits than Britt, so maybe she had the glam team working with her, but not giving her 100%. You know what I'm saying? So maybe it's like something to that degree. I just feel like regardless, girl, it's a glam team.
So do you think Kelly? Do you feel like Kelly could have just shared the Glam Squad? Because out of all the celebrities in Atlanta, how many people do you think are actually sharing or have their own separate team? Like Candy, my reference.
Oh, yeah, I know you live for Candy.
Everything.
Absolutely.
Candy Coated Click she got her own.
The whole factory.
But these BC list
Yes.
celebrities.
Ooh, not BC. All right.
Do you? I mean,
no. Okay, so
is she making it a bigger deal than what it is?
I honestly, well, if you really want to be honest, the only people that's really hurting the most is the glam team, simply because they were getting 2 checks. Now they gone back down to 1. So
I thought about that.
That's number 1. And then number 2, do I feel like Kelly's making a bigger deal than it needs to be? I feel like her point stands, but it also isn't that serious. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it, but I also feel like it's not that big of a thing to where you kind of gotta like ice your friend out about it. You know, I just feel like it's as simple as saying like, okay, Britt, you know, girl, like, this is my glam. You know, I work with them, you know, primarily, and you know, I want them to kind of continue to focus solely on me. Like, I know you need to borrow them, or whatever, but like, you know, I reached out, you know, I talked to them, and they gonna find you some connects to try to put you on with, you know, da da da, but like something like that. But you know, I just because my thing is she wouldn't have access to your glam team if you hadn't provided that to her.
Exactly.
Period. That's all I'm saying.
Because
So
later in the episode, well, let me not jump
Yeah.
ahead. So we're now at Williams and Sonoma Cook-Off.
Kelly's event,
Yes, Kelly.
Miss Chicken and Waffles.
Yes.
I want to try that actually.
You might have to make a trip down
Have I ever had chicken and waffle? No, seriously. I don't think I have. Kelly might be the first person to, you know, pop my chicken and waffle.
We might have to make a trip down
That sounds pretty good.
I visited OLG for the first time.
Was it good?
I had the salmon bites, and
Okay.
they were fire.
Okay, well, period. You know, they be in the reviews tearing up some OLG, but, you know, I said I want to try for myself. Well, no shade. I know you a candy bug, but, you know.
Hey, the people will speak.
You are the Candy Cody Click, Eddie. No shade. So let me watch what I say, please.
So Kelly invites Phaedra, Drew, Angela, and Angela brings Charles.
Okay.
And this is when things heat up. So we know Charles is great in the kitchen. He throws shade at Angela as if she does not cook anything.
Well,
I haven't seen her pick up a pie since the show started, but
period. Hey,
she serves in other ways.
she does.
So anyway,
Let me get a house, Angela.
The drama explodes when a mystery man comes in and whispers in
Angela's ear
to say that,
Hey, girl, I gotta talk to you.
excuse me?
Hey, girl, I know you don't know me, but I got something to tell you. It's about your husband.
My husband.
Who is this? Okay, like,
What did this scene remind
who
me?
said that?
Right. This scene reminds me of Married to Medicine when that guy walked up to Quad. And it was like, okay, obviously someone paid this man
Like-
to come and stir up the drama.
Yeah.
Who is it?
No, seriously.
I don't know. Because Phaedra was right there. And if it were anybody at that event, oh, you are very bold. And I said, if Phaedra did this, you are bold.
I mean,
For allowing this man to be in the same space with you and you just act as if you don't know.
you don't know. Well, yeah. Which is nasty work.
What? I don't know. Because she has been kind of quiet on Angela's husband.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, maybe she wanted somebody else to come in and do the dirty work because we know how Phaedra rolls.
No, for sure.
Yeah, she's going to keep her hands clean. But I don't know, she seemed genuine and confused as to, you know, what was really going on. Angela handled it very well.
She handled it, I mean, like a true housewife. She has it. She has it. She has it.
And it's so funny. She said, who gave you the license to come up and speak to me?
Hello. I can't
so humble,
I
but
can't
at
help
the
but
same
live
time,
for
she's
her.
just like,
I can't help but live for her. I mean,
So Charles did not hear what was going on, and I think it was just sour that he wanted to be on camera and made a toast to just get a reaction out of Angela. Very nasty.
but I love that Kelly supported her by snap security.
Oh, yeah.
Getting them off out of here quickly. And she, you know, she was like, I don't like that. You know, I'm not going to sit up and call nobody my friend and allow them to be in a space where they're being attacked, you know what I'm saying? Or I don't even want her to feel like, you know, I had any parts of that. Period. So Kelly cleared herself right there. Get him up out of here right now.
And she said she
So-
opened it to the public so it really could have been just anybody.
It could have just been anybody.
But at the time of filming, nobody really knew
What was going on.
So the public really wouldn't know unless word of mouth spread. But you know, someone sent him.
Somebody sent him.
Now,
child.
Phaedra said that it's against her religion to be in other people's business.
What did she kicked up for the first time? Okay. No
But in the
shade.
same breath, she couldn't wait to get out to the car and call Phaedra.
I mean, was
call Portia.
tiptoeing in her heels. And what T better say? Tiptoeing in my heels. Okay.
She spills the tea to Portia, and despite her saying that she would stay neutral, and I'm from interviews I have not watched that. I've been wanting to watch the Carlos King interview with Angela,
Yes. I think I'm like halfway through.
but I know that at one point she did an interview and said that her and Phaedra have gotten to a common ground.
Okay.
And so, whatever confusion that they had at first, you know, they kind of neutralized it. But I still feel like there needs to be a resolution or see what the conversation was.
Yeah.
You know, is Phaedra going to own up to her saying that Charles is not faithful, or that she was not privy to him having a wife, or, you know, all those things.
Are you gonna be waiting? No shade.
Then Phaedra sends out the invitation to her showroom.
The Ivy Showroom.
Yes. The Black Love Affair.
Yes.
Black Love.
Black Glove Affair.
Oh, Black Glove.
Black Glove
Why did I
Affair.
just now?
Well, period. I
I
mean,
thought it was Black Love.
no, yeah.
Why did I not?
It's
Anyway,
Black Glove. No, you're fine.
That makes sense because she did. Okay.
She got the black gloves on. Mm-hmm.
So she sent out the invites, and the ladies show up. She said promptly at 6:00, and the doors were going to be shut.
Okay.
Drew was stuck in traffic. Sent her a video. Now I guess Drew is the new Candy as
As it relates
pertains
to time.
being on time and everything. So the ladies, I guess, you know, it's been said over the season that they feel some type of way that she is late. But as soon as
Well, I mean,
as soon as the ladies get in there, I'm jumping ahead.
she
Brit-
sends out the invite. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
she sends out the invite, and Britt invites Cynthia and Portia over to her home, and she's got the charcuterie board out.
I was gonna say the other version. Yeah. Go ahead.
How you say it?
Charcut. Yeah.
Charcuterie.
Charcut.
Charcuterie.
Yeah.
I don't know how you say it. I don't even.
You know, it's charcuterie.
Charcuterie. Okay. She reveals why she and Kelly are at odds because of the Glam Squad and everything. So then she reveals that instead of her receiving glam from her squad, that she now is offering it to Shamia. And Shamia, I don't know. You know, I was excited about Shamia at the beginning of the season, but now I'm just not. I don't know. My opinions are changing about Shamia because it's like she wants to be heard, I think. She's been in the shadow of Portia for so long that now she just wants somebody to kind of, in the way she kind of talks to Kelly, sometimes gives sidekick energy now.
Yes.
But I don't know.
I mean, I completely agree. I definitely feel like she had a whole 180. I definitely feel like she knew she had to turn it up a notch, and she had to distinct herself outside of the whole quote-unquote lapdog and, you know, junior and follower, you know, allegation. But I'm with you when you're right. The way that she's kind of going about this is very strange.
And then Britt claims that Shamia showed her text of her and Portia's conversation,
Yes.
saying, you know, revealing things about her therapy or, you know, whatever she's going through with her divorce. And Portia, I think she wants to have that conversation with Shamia before she goes in, because I think they kind of let the dust settle with their friends, you know.
Yeah.
Let the dust settle. They were like, okay, we're cool, come and talk to me. But apparently this was after they have done that. So,
Yeah.
you know.
I I just feel like it was messy across the board. You know, Britt, like, I mean, Cynthia is a neutral party, but Portia obviously is not. So with you involving Portia in the communication tactics of whatever you're trying to, cook up, girl, you failed before you even started. Because you know Portia got right in that car and called that Shimmy up on that phone and told her, girl, she's sitting up saying X, Y, and Z. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just the bottom line.
Now, when the event actually happened, I thought that Portia was calling because you know Portia does that. She'll either come late or she'll make an excuse not to come to an event to confront the problem. But unfortunately, her cousin
Londi.
Londi passed, so rest in heaven.
Rest in heaven, Londi. That's so sad.
I know. And moments like that, you know, like I said, makes them more relatable.
Yeah.
But Angela, I'm sorry, I'm blanking.
You're okay.
So then they get to the event,
Okay.
and we get a little action out of Kelly. And Britt was not scared to come in and and get it started.
Yeah.
So she, you know, Kelly comes in, pays Britt dust, does not address her, doesn't look at her, and you know, Britt is like, "Hello, you know, are you going to address me? You going to speak to me?" She's just not giving her any attention.
Yeah.
So she starts going in on, you know, the real reason why. Recording here.
Honey, I mean, do they want a microphone from us or what?
So she starts telling all the ladies, you know, why they're not speaking, why she's turning on her, and then Kelly comes back because she overhears her saying something, and then she tells Phaedra, "You need to get your pill popping roommate." I have not heard anything along those lines of Britt popping pills. Have you?
I have not heard that either. Which, to both their defenses, I ain't heard neither one allegation. You know, both of those were T for me.
Well, you know, there were previews. In the previews, it made it seem as if Kelly was speaking to Britt about her husband.
Okay.
So the whole time, I thought that Kelly was talking about
The husband.
because we haven't heard much. I mean, there's been rumors online, but we haven't heard much about.
Well, maybe that is what it was about.
But she cleared it up in an interview and said that she was speaking to Phaedra because they were roommates in Grenada.
Okay.
So she said, "Your pill popping roommate," and my God. So,
Well, one thing about it, if Britt was popping pills, you know Phaedra would have cleared the set already. She'd have told us. No shade. So if Phaedra ain't said nothing, then we can raise our eyebrow. We can question that
her
allegation.
facial expression said it all.
Hello.
She really was surprised as everyone else was. And then she returns with, "That's why you had all those abortions." And I thought that was kind of nasty.
It was very low. Both were low, but something about like children and pregnancies and failed pregnancies and everything in that realm is just the lowest of low to me. Like the unborn, the dead, oof, I only play like that. So
It was. This is very tricky.
Yeah.
Because though I do feel that was low.
yeah.
To accuse someone of popping pills, she would be. I think if someone accused me of popping pills, please bring the evidence because I'll sue you.
Well, that and to a certain degree, Britt did seem like she tried to genuinely, you know what I'm saying, talk to Kelly and get an understanding. And like I said, Kelly was being dismissive. So, I guess Britt just figured she ain't got nothing else to lose. The girl ain't going to be fooling with me, so let's just take it there. And, honey, and she took it all the way up to yonder. No pun intended. I'm sorry. That was nasty. That was unintentional.
In the heat of the moment, when you're arguing with somebody, do you really think about how far you're going to go?
No. I'm gonna be 100% honest with me. Y'all know no shade.
So if someone accused you of popping pills, I mean, are gloves off? I mean,
Yes, because that's a serious allegation. Um,
so when Britt said that, do you think she meant it?
here's
Or
my
do you think she
here's
just meant to hurt
this
her
this is
feelings?
my philosophy, right? I don't argue much, but if I do argue, I take it there because my philosophy is I'm not gonna start it, but if you start with me, I'm gonna finish it.
For sure,
So if you
yes.
come knocking at my door, acting like you need that from me, I got that for you. Britt tried to keep it cute. She came in, she hugged all the girls, mwah, mwah, mwah. You know what I'm saying? She tried to ask Kelly, hey, Kelly girl. Kelly is, honey, playing Where's Waldo. She's looking around. I ain't trying to, playing blind, Ray Charles. And so, my thing is, Britt tried to keep it cute. Even if they had a problem, she tried to come in and still address her normally and, keep it cordial. And when Kelly dismissed her, that's when Britt clocked in. And y'all know when Britt clocks in, the girl clocks in. So that be my thing. I'm not taking up for Britt, but I am saying, y'all know how the girl get down. So am I gagged that Britt took it all the way downstairs into the pits? Girl, no, because that's what Britt does. Like when you give her and she takes them out. Kelly, if you didn't want all that from her, baby, you should have just said, hey, girl, and walked the other way, or hey, and then turn your head. Like, you could have just left it there. And guarantee you don't have to speak to anybody because everybody can do whatever they want. You can feel however you want to feel, say what you want to say. But I just feel like I said, with Britt, she is a wild card. You never know what she gonna do, what she gonna say. So if you give that to her, she's gonna show up, and she showed up.
And I think in that moment, I was like, wow. Kelly,
It was nasty though.
Kelly really wasn't giving us any like. Okay, now my question is: does a housewife have to bring drama for them to be interesting on the show?
I'm gonna be honest, to a certain degree, yes.
Okay.
To a certain degree, because we've seen housewives who haven't brought any drama, who have automatically been like, "A girl, what are you doing here?" You know what I'm saying? Atlanta has been pretty good about, you know what I'm saying, everybody brings, somewhat quality drama. Some better than others. But I mean, there just haven't been many memorable, like Eva, she had a good run, but what I say, like, she has to come back, or we crave her, what's the other one? Tanya. You like Tanya? I like Tanya. I just feel like outside of the cookie person, she really just gave,
Tanya had the same effect that Cynthia had, but she was just 10 times more jolly
yes.
and
But I also feel like when it came down to the drama, I could also count on Cynthia to clock in and serve a couple blows. You don't think so?
I mean, when she was hesitant and Phaedra, I didn't want to bring it to you, but
Well, yeah, no shade. But more, but out. Well, and maybe it's biased because Tanya hasn't had as many seasons as Cynthia. First, because Cynthia did start out timid. Then my girl learned how to turn it up. Cynthia turned it up, buddy. But
I think yes, and to that to say in that moment, I was like, wow, Kelly really has not brought anything to the table other than chicken and waffles and her daughters and this divorce. So I think,
I mean, what else is she supposed to bring outside of that though? Business, personal,
but I think it also shows that okay, this girl she does have some shady ways because how else were we supposed to find out that she's stingy with her glam squad? Like,
Oh no, she's definitely shady.
yeah,
For
yeah.
sure.
So I mean, just to get her turned up a little bit, she came and brought the energy. She returned.
For sure.
Um,
So yeah, I get what you're
do
saying.
you think she held her own in that argument?
Who, Kelly?
Do you?
I feel like it was an equal battle. I do.
Okay.
Um, I don't feel like anybody really took it low until, but it was a fair battle. I mean, my thing, they tried to explain, oh, she's upset with me because of her glam squad, so then that was the whole back and forth shuffle, and then it didn't get nasty until the whole pill pop, comment. So I feel like it was a fair battle.
I think what we're missing from this season is the funniness, the fun shade.
The fun
And
shade.
when they first introduced us to fun shade, I was like, shade is not fun. Like, because somebody's feelings is going to get hurt.
Well, yeah.
But now I'm understanding what fun shade is because...
It still stings, the hits still land, but it has a comedic, relief to it. Like, honey, I will never forget Cynthia and Phaedra on that couch at reunion, and Cynthia's win a case, and, just like, what I'm saying, you can't help but laugh at that, and then Phaedra sitting there, in the words of the great late Whitney Houston, show me the receipt. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't make that up. Like, it still landed, but it was funny. Like, this crew goes for the jugular, and it's just so aggressive. Like, not everything has to be a knockdown, drag out. Like, we can chill and keep it cute, but have a little, little fun.
Also, that moment, it's the way you say things as well, because I remember that reunion. She said, "Well, my mother shops."
Yeah.
From that same and they're like,
what kind of, yeah.
What you mean by that? But it's funny because you're saying what you want without saying it at all.
Yeah.
So that's what we're missing from this season.
For sure.
Nene brought a lot of that.
And I think that's more so just chemistry. Like, they still have to learn each other in order to know, like, exactly which buttons to push, you know what I'm saying, or how you want the jokes to land. Because one thing about those girls, they knew each other through and through. So they know exactly what to say to take you there and how far to push the envelope.
I feel like Portia is the only one that really gets it. And she's doing it with her own best friend, Shamia.
Yeah.
But it's fun because, like, we don't necessarily see it first.
Yeah.
But when you sit back and think about it, just like the hat situation, like, Shamia did not want to wear that hat, and you knew better. But
I mean, she just tried to, yeah. So, yeah.
But anyway, they go low, and then they have the fashion show. Phaedra's sons, he's got his own little fashions going on. And
Yeah.
his older brother is his
those pants are cute. I actually want some of those. Little snakeskin moment. Well, the design, not the snakeskin, but yes.
Oh, okay. Well,
period.
That's not. I might have to get with somebody. Somebody's gonna have to style me at some point.
Yeah.
Because I'm just.
I can't with you, please.
I have. I'm not gonna lie. I used to be ugly duckling, but I'm sitting in my pretty privilege.
Hello.
Right now. I don't have to do too much.
I'm with you in this. I'm with you when you're right. It never gave ugly.
But yeah. So then, towards the end of the event, Phaedra tells the ladies that the reason Portia did not show up is because her cousin passed.
Yes.
And hopefully going forward, we know there's more drama to come, because next episode they reveal that Charles, they're at an event, and I believe it's hosted by Angela, and Charles gets activated, and the guy somehow shows up to their event, and I'm not...
Again.
Now, if this is Angela's doing, and if she invited this man...
Well, no. Didn't Angela say in the episode that... Was that a Carlos King interview, or was it in the episode? I saw something that said... I think it was an episode where Angela, people was asking, who is the dude, da-da-da-da-da, and Angela said that she got some people that she could call, and she called them, and said that they pulled up at his door and said, who you with?
Exactly.
So my thing is, I don't necessarily feel like Angela would have sent some people knowing that, you know what I'm saying, that was who, whatever. But the fact that she got somebody on speed up she can call, honey, y'all better not play with that Oakley. I don't know.
Angela, y'all can quit playing in her face, because I just can't. I'm still like...
Honey, that Chicago jumped out of her real quick. She was not in the mood.
She said, we got... People love me. I got people that protect me, so I don't even have to lift a finger.
Thank you. And she acts like it. You can tell in her energy and her demeanor, she's not worried. Them girls say whatever, and she's like, girl, okay. Angela pays dust. I live.
Well, that is the conclusion of the episode.
I
I'm
hope next
excited
week
about
ends with a
next
bang.
week. Yes, and then I'm excited about this reunion and the future of Real Housewives of Atlanta altogether.
I really hope they bring some returning girls.
Yeah.
You know what? As much as I don't necessarily feel like, no, Sheree brings, Sheree brings a lot. I think I would kind of like to see Sheree on here with this new group of girls. I just need, Angela is our resident. She's our telephone. She's not our bone collector. Sheree was our bone collector. Angela is the telephone because, she'll hear one thing and then she'll go back and tell the girl, like, girl, you know what I'm saying? But that Sheree, knock, 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 I got a bone for you. So-and-so said, or our streets have said that Sheree would carry that bone. She did it so well. And so I kind of feel like we need someone like that. Like some surprise drop, you know what I'm saying? I need a little bit. I need some fun shades. What I need.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, I hope you all have a great week.
Yes, and
I can't believe we're almost done.
tune in next week for the season finale.
Mm-hmm.
And all.
And reunion coming soon.
Yes, yes.
All right. See y'all later.
Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.